confuses them. And most of the time they turn out to be very well-meaning but incredibly overbearing non-Jewish Zionists who will see me in the supermarket and start calling out to me from about 5 hours away, "Shalom, my brother, shalom." I always pretend not to hear them and just start walking in the opposite direction, but they don't give up that easily. "Shalom, my brother, shalom." After a while, I've run out of aisles and he's pinned me up against the freezer cabinet. "Shalom, my brother. Now, I just want to tell you, I have studied the Old Testament, and it says there that the land of Israel was given to Abraham by Elohim, and you are not to give up 1 inch of that land. You hear me, my brother? You do not give up 1 inch. And I always say to them, I'm incredibly flattered that you think I'm that influential. But it really isn't down to me. You know, Netanyahu has never rung me up and gone, "Yeah, actually, we're thinking about giving up more settlements to the Palestinians. Just wanted to get your opinion first." "Oh, Bibi, I'm glad you called, because normally I'd say, of course, you know, anything to help the peace process. But I was in Sainsbury's this morning." Yeah, the Edgware branch, yeah. "And an evangelical Christian persuaded we shouldn't do it." So this is... Also, the other thing is, when you're an Orthodox Jew, it's amazing how often non-Jewish people confuse you with religious people of other faiths. You know, I was in hospital last year, and the nurse walked into the room and looked at me and said, "Oh, you're having the halal meal, aren't you?" And I thought, blimey, clearly I still don't look Jewish enough. Gonna have to really redouble my efforts. And actually, again, let me just clarify before I say this. I've not seen any of the awards. I have no idea who's going to win them tonight. But the one I was most impressed with, personally, if I had to give an award, was I saw Radlett Synagogue, my old shul, they had run a Mitzvah Day event with the local Hare Krishnas. And I thought this really is an amazing opportunity for a potential crossover between our religions. Because I don't know who invented Hare Krishna. I'm assuming it was a Mr. Harold Krishna, but no idea. But whoever it was an absolute genius. Absolute genius. Because he really understood how to do outreach. You know, he realised that if you want to get a load of random strangers to start praying with you down Oxford Street, you've got to make the prayers pretty simple. You know, there's not a lot of knowledge to acquire here. It's just Hare Krishna, 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 Hare. That's genius. No long davening to learn, different brochas to remember. It's Berei Pri Hadoma for bananas, it's Berei Pri Eitz for apples, it's just Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare. You know, I think Judaism can learn a lot from other religions like this. Think how many more people we'd be able to get involved in davening if our prayers just consisted of salmon bagels, bagels, salmon. You see Lubavitchers on the street putting tefillin on men. Too long, too involved. Should just be, "Are you Jewish?" If they say yes, give them a tambourine or a drum and let them come and sing the salmon bagel song. Salmon bagels, bagels, Come on, daven with me now. Let's all daven together. Come on. Salmon bagels, bagels, Oh, hang on. Sorry, just the men, please. Come on, this isn't a reform show, please. I'm all for making the prayers accessible, but not too accessible. Now, it is time, thankfully, to crack on with the awards. And they want me to clarify that this is how it's going to work. All the awards are going to be presented by the award sponsor. And the winners should come up, receive their award, and pose for a photo and sit back down. The losers, let's be politically correct here, the other nominees. If you would wait to the end, and I believe it's at the end, Dan, everyone's going to come up and receive their finalist prize and have a photo then. But also, if you haven't won, please do applaud generously for the winners. And by doing so, you will actually do the mitzvahs of loving your fellow Jew and not coveting your neighbour's possessions. And by doing that, you will actually be more deserving of a mitzvah award than the person who won it. So on to our first award. Now, the first award is the award for Outstanding Youth Achievement, which goes to the best mitzvah day run by a school, college, cheder or youth group. Now, presenting this award is the Chief Executive of JLGB, or as it should really be called nowadays, JLGBTQ+. Please welcome Neil Martin, OBE.
Thank you, Ashley. The finalists for this award are JCOS and Lady Nafisa schools for coming together to make apple crumbles for the homeless and volunteer for Sufra Food Bank. King's College Junior School Wimbledon for organising a variety of activities for students, including visiting the elderly, litter picking and sending stationery to refugee children. BBYO for having organised social action for their youth groups across the UK and Ireland for Mitzvah Day, from toy drives to care home visits. And lastly, Harbonim Draw and Baha'i Youth for working on Kentish Town Farm together to create links between the two communities. And the Outstanding Youth Achievement Award winner is JCOS and Lady Nafisa Schools. And Muslim schoolchildren from JCOS and Lady Nafisa schools came together to cook apple crumbles for the homeless and saw items for the Sufra North West London Food Bank, as well as being a great educational project with children learning firsthand about the work of food banks. It brought together these two schools closer together. Future projects are already in the pipeline.
So congratulations. The one I really liked there was actually the King's College School, that they sent stationery. Yeah, is that from King's College? Now, I love the fact that they sent stationery to refugees, because I would like to think if I was a refugee, what I would want more than anything else would be a set square, a compass and a protractor. You never know when they're going to come in handy. So on to our next award, which is the award for Outstanding Mitzvah Day to take place outside the UK. And to present it, please welcome to the stage the CEO of the Commonwealth Jewish Council and the most famous wearer of sandals, Jewish wearer of sandals since that fella 2,000 years ago. Please welcome Clive Lawton, OBE.
Thank you, Ashley. Can I say that I've successfully avoided Mitzvah Day every year since it was founded. I remember its gestation. I've managed to be working abroad every time Mitzvah Day has happened. And so obviously the Mitzvah Day team felt we're going to have to put it in other countries, so eventually Clive can't escape it. And it's now gone international, and Commonwealth Jewish Council tremendously pleased to be associated with this, because in fact it's one of our chosen projects to promote Mitzvah Day throughout the Commonwealth Jewish communities, of which there are 35, and they're slowly coming on board. So there are 4 nominees for this award. And first of all, the Together Plan for their work in Belarus. They're empowering 6 local communities to do new social action projects. There's the Union of Jewish Women South Africa, for bringing 2 religious schools together for the first time to pack items for local mothers and their babies. There's Mitzvah Day Barcelona, for stirring up for organising a range of projects, including a blood drive and various collections. And finally, Cukunft, or maybe it's Cukunft, Jewish Association Poland, for running projects throughout the year, including a blood drive, a collection and a workshop about Hanukkah for non-Jewish families to celebrate Mitzvah Day. And the Outstanding Mitzvah Day Outside the UK award winner is the Together Plan for their work in Belarus. Mitzvah Day is one example of it, but as so often, a good organisation is led by a good woman, Deborah Bruno. Well, the Together Plan is a UK charity dedicated to the rehabilitation, repair and revival of Jewish communities coming out of collective trauma in the former Soviet Union and Eastern Europe. The Together Plan team in Minsk helped to facilitate Mitzvah Day projects in 6 communities in Belarus, empowering local communities to take part to help others. And in Minsk, wives of ghetto survivors baked challah at home, made up care packages, and visited the sick and homebound ghetto survivors. One lady visited a 93-year-old Muslim righteous Gentile who had saved Jews from the ghetto in 1941. In Slonim, local medical students helped to clear rubbish and leaves from around the Great Synagogue, and everyone involved had never done anything like this before and loved being involved. So, the Together Plan for their work in Belarus. Now over to Laura Marks again to say a few words on international participants in Mitzvah Day.
So we have 2 very special awards for International Mitzvah Day, one of whom is here and one of whom isn't. And the first one, I can't remember which one's going the right way around, so Sabrina's going to show me, is Mitzvah Day Germany. So Mitzvah Day Germany has been going for 5 years. I'm told 130 projects ran in Mitzvah Day Germany this year, which is incredible, of all different types. And we're really delighted that the woman who has started, driven, made everything about Mitzvah Day Germany happen is here today. So Hannah Donnell, come up and have a special award. Thank you. And the second, in fact, I just want to mention that we've got, they haven't got an award this year, but I just want to mention that Mitzvah Day Poland is represented in the room today as well. So I would just like to have an applause for them as well. There's actually about 4 or 5 Mitzvah Days running around Poland now.
Exactly.
Which is amazing in a community of about 25,000 people. Jewish community, tiny Jewish community, so that's wonderful, next year. And I also want to mention a very special woman who set up Mitzvah Day Australia. And there's over 100 Mitzvah Days running in Australia. This is Judy. She was over here, in fact, last month. She wasn't able to stay for another few weeks. But Judy Fagelin, who has just handed Mitzvah Day over to somebody else in Australia, but it's really amazing what she's done in Melbourne and around, and we want to thank her, and we've done a special award which we gave her when she was over, so thank you to her as well.
For the most fantastic pronunciation of the name Barcelona that I've heard since Andrew Sachs in 40 Towers. That was wonderful. So on to our next award, which is the Mitzvah Day 365 award. And as a Frum Jew, I'm particularly keen on this one. Firstly, because it recognises the need to do mitzvahs every day, not just on Mitzvah Day. But most importantly, I like it because Mitzvah Day 365 implies that every 4 years you get one